And tonight in Your America Now, we continue to monitor late-breaking healthcare developments on Capitol Hill, and it appears we could be just days away from a final vote in the House. But still, questions remain as to whether or not the Democrats have the votes they need to get this thing passed. And for any Democrats that are considering voting for this bill in exchange for a deal, listen to this.
I want to send a couple of messages to my colleagues in the House. If you voted no and you vote yes and you lose your election, you think any nomination to a federal position isn't going to be held in the Senate, I've got news for you. It's going to be held. Number two is if you get a deal, for a parochial deal for you or your district, I've already instructed my staff and the staff of 7 other senators that we will look at every appropriations bill at every level, at every instance, and we will outline it by district, and we will associate that with the buying of your vote. So if you think you can cut a deal now and it not come out till after the election, I want to tell you that isn't going to happen.
Now, you can bet that's a warning a lot of Democrats still on the fence are taking very seriously right about now. And joining me now with reaction is Minnesota Congresswoman Michele Bachmann. I like what Coburn said here, because this process has been corrupt. I mean, how do we explain this to our kids, Congresswoman?
Well, no question it's been corrupt. We just found out today that there's another deal for North Dakota contained in this bill, and we need speed readers at this point to get through all these pages. And as Congressman Eric Cantor said, the deals are still being cooked, and this is a violation of what President Obama told us. All of these negotiations were supposed to be on C-SPAN. Instead, every negotiation has been held behind closed doors, and we still don't know the ultimate disposition.
Yeah, and in his interview with Bret Baier yesterday, he just dismissed this whole idea of process. The Constitution is about process. This is about yay or nay votes. You know, we decide, it spells out in clear language what is lawful and what is not lawful. What is your reaction to that?
Well, the American people's reaction is over the top. As a matter of fact, women pushing their carts in grocery stores are talking about reconciliation. Members of Congress a year ago didn't know what reconciliation is, but the average American now knows, and they know that this is all dirty. They get that you can't just pass a bill and not have Congress vote on it. I mean, please, we are not stupid.
Yeah. Well, and what's interesting about this, Gibbs was asked about this earlier today, the Media Research Center picked up on this. I was talking about it on my radio show, is that Robert Gibbs says this could be used on other bills as well, right?
That's what he's saying. They could use it on immigration or amnesty. They could use it on any number of pieces of legislation that the public finds reprehensible. This is only going to turn up the temperature for discord here in the United States. That's not a good thing.
Now, I've got to give credit, because I've been very critical. They have not created a lot of jobs, even with the stimulus money, but apparently there are going to be a lot of jobs created here in the IRS. And
the IRS.
Well, this is something you've highlighted. Why don't I give you a chance to explain it?
Well, we're finding out now, Sean, that about 16,500 new jobs will be created in the IRS for a very important reason. The IRS will be tasked with breathing down the neck of 300 million Americans every month to determine whether we have purchased governmentally acceptable levels of health insurance. Not only 300 individual Americans will they be checking, they'll also be checking the employers. And if either the employers or the individual Americans fail to have minimally acceptable insurance for government's purposes, we're fined. We're fined $2,250 or 2% of our income. Also, confidential taxpayer information will be shared with the Department of Health and Human Services. It goes on and on, Sean, the expansion of the IRS into our lives. But just imagine, we'll be audited. They'll have the right to confiscate our tax refunds. The IRS will be in really a new social welfare agency. Can you imagine? They're the enforcers of this health care plan. IRS, for heaven's sakes. If that doesn't bring discomfort to the American people, I don't know what will.
You know, I thought I heard it all, Congresswoman, when Nancy Pelosi said, we have to pass the bill to find out what's in the bill. I thought I heard it all. And then sure enough, I go to the Drudge Report, and you got this Virginia Congressman, what's his name, Tom Perriello, I don't know if you know him, and he actually says, if you don't tie our hands, we will keep stealing. Did you hear that?
It's bizarre, but take a look at the conversation that Bret Baier had with President Obama. President Obama essentially said the same thing as Speaker Pelosi. He said, when we pass this bill, I'll know what's in it and you'll know what's in it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
When we pass the bill, that's finally when we're going to know what's in it. I'm a member of Congress. I can't even fully know yet what's in this bill that we're expected to vote on Sunday. It's ridiculous.
The president